Everyone, welcome to the show. We've been having wholesome conversations on set today because this is, of course, a family-friendly show. Good old-fashioned family fun. But this two-part series is going to be on bedside guns. I've actually kind of wanted to do this one for quite a while. So two-part series. Part one, which you're in right now, is going to be on pistols and subguns, or PCCs. And then part two, we are going to address rifles and shotguns, because you have to, because those are really like the four big buckets. So we'll hit some pistol, we'll hit some subgun, and then Well,
it's also kind of the four different categories of firearms. What are you going to use, a fucking cannon?
Or tomahawk.
Fair point.
Sorry. You know what would actually be kind of cool?
A tomahawk.
Crossbow. Crossbow would be dope.
Damn it.
No one even wakes up. But no. Sidebar.
Yep, sorry.
Follow your local, state, federal laws.
100%.
So anyway, a couple quick shout outs here. Thank you to Shooting Surplus for sponsoring this video. We do appreciate them. Actually, some of the stuff that you're going to see in this video, I know they carry. I'm not sure, I can't remember on Staccato. I know they carry B&T, spoiler alert, which we'll cover here on Subgun momentarily. So check them for your shooting needs, all that good stuff. 1911 is a code. I think it saves you 5% off the entire site, if I remember right, which is quite a damn good savings if you actually think about some of the stuff that's on there.
I mean, you buy a high-end rifle, you're talking several $100s in savings.
Actually add up quite significantly. So there's that. Ammo for the video provided by US Brass House. Do appreciate the support from them. Two codes, 1911 and Syndicate. It'll wind up saving you actually upwards of about 40 bucks off each case. So check that out and let's move on with it. So I have been... how this is going to go is essentially I'm going to litigate the case for the firearms that I've been assigned, which is really pistol and subgun. And then Chris is going to be the rifle representative, and then we will kind of, I don't want to say we are going to tag team shotgun, but you do also know what can we do that again? Because that was really fucking bad. Apparently, you're supposed to look at the elbow.
The elbow. Try it again one more time. Oh, that worked out perfect.
It's amazing. I can't explain the science
of that. The first one, you hit my forearm.
Yeah, I know. Well, you're tall. So anyway, Science Channel, we are aware of it. So let's talk about handgun. So I will state this to begin with. It's going to be a little bit free flow. I'm going to kind of present my case to you and Chris here. So handgun is my pick for the thing that is the closest to you in the evening if something goes bump in the night. Someone breaks in your house and... Look, heading into this, let me just clarify one thing because I know that we agree on this, which is I will do almost anything to avoid getting into a gunfight.
1000%.
I have no interest in it.
Which, let's pause there.
Yeah.
Because my evolution of, I think a lot of guys are this way. When I first started training with some former special operations guys and getting into guns, you're like, dude, I'd like to test my skills, yada, yada, yada. Then you actually talk to those guys and get to know them.
Right.
Getting in a gunfight is probably the lowest thing on my list.
Especially as a civilian.
Correct.
Hey, kind of different set of circumstances. If you're like, hey, I listed I'm in the military, I'm in a war zone. Okay, cool. Like there are some things that can develop there. You go, look, I'm in my home. First of all, if I get in a shootout in my home, I'm probably going to jail, at least until I prove my innocence. Definitely get my guns confiscated. Definitely going to have legal fees significantly. And also, think about it if you have a family. And they're going to be like, honey, yeah, we're definitely moving. After you go to court, prove your innocence with all the legal fees that probably bankrupted us.
Not probably. Statistically, it's like 90%.
Right. So it's like, and on top of like, hey, your gun's definitely getting confiscated, all the shit. It's like, look, guys, don't glamorize the like, someone, I wish a motherfucker would. Stop.
We're all adults here. Be an adult about this.
Like, please stop. You're dealing with serious stuff when you're actually talking about home defense guns. But anyway, handgun is my go-to. And let me go through some reasons. One, maneuverability. And that's kind of debatably my main argument, right? Yeah. Wieldable. Let me clarify one thing. So there's a suppressor on this pistol, and we will go through what the pistol is and the couple little things that I have on it. But I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I actually don't run a suppressor in my bedside pistol anymore.
Which I'm shocked.
So I used to.
Okay.
I wouldn't have a beef with it. Here's part of the deal, and this is a con of bedside pistols, in my opinion, if you're going to run them suppressed, which is recoil springs will kind of respond differently to different cans. So straight up, if I was going to run a pistol can on my bedside gun, I would run that OSS because with some of the flow-through side of it, it's kind of a hybrid, but it does have some flow-through components. I have had no guns that have been like finicky, and I've had other cans that I've threaded on pistols, and it's like, hey, they function, but I won't have last round, or my slide won't lock back.
Okay.
Some will have malfunctions, got to swap out the recoil spring. I don't want to deal with any of that. So I do actually quite like that can for home defense. Obviously, there's a lot of good cans out there. I'm just saying, hey, that's one that I do think is good. But I like handguns for home defense because of maneuverability, right? And that, of course, would be about 6 inches shorter, right,
Yeah.
once you take the can off.
Which we can do.
Yeah. And I actually have two.
Maybe.
Nope. Yeah.
Nope.
Well, why is she staying on for now then?
She's staying on. I almost blew out my shoulder.
Yeah. So, and I actually have 2 barrels for that gun, one threaded, one non-threaded. I literally threw in the threaded barrel for the purposes of bringing you cooler footage today, guys. So maneuverability is my biggest thing. The ability to move in a tight space with something that is wieldable. Number 2, and I think this is a big point, is the ability to run my firearm one-handed while controlling a loved one if I needed to. And I think it's a very valid point.
Do you have a loved one that stays with you?
I've heard of people that
Oh, okay.
do.
This isn't you. This is a hypothetical.
No, hypothetical.
I got you.
Hypothetical here. So someone that loves someone and lives with them and
Okay.
has produced offspring and things like that, and they need to move said child around the house, or woman, right, or man. Like no
We don't
judgment,
discriminate.
no
No.
judgment here, right? No. Move them around and still have the ability to get rounds on target, which of course could you do with a rifle subgun? Yeah, but fuck of a lot harder.
That's a very good argument.
You know,
I'll give you that.
It is a good argument, right?
That's the only thing thus far that I'm like, Jake's got some pros to that.
Okay. You can't deny this one. So based on your family dynamic, easier to conceal from whoever else may be in the house. Let's say you have kids and you're like, yo, I can't like really responsibly leave just like a jammed AR leaning against the wall. I can conceal this a lot of different ways. I can really hide that a lot of different ways so it's still ready to go, but a lot easier to conceal from kids or whoever I need to conceal it from.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Huh? Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad argument.
I'll give you that.
Right?
I'll give you that.
So we've got that one. This is a pro, and this is of course very debatable, but the ballistics a lot less likely to penetrate walls, right? To go
Correct.
into a loved one's room.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're dealing with 9mm or 45 if you really wanted to even slow the round down more. So that's a pro. In the, this is a little bit of a goofy one, okay, but I'm going to throw it in my pro category. In the event you lacked time and opportunity, way easier to literally grab and in bed get rounds out versus I'm grabbing a rifle and like doing this shit from bed.
I practice my rifle in bed a lot though, so.
Goofy argument, but in a hypothetical land where you figured out that you've been broken into with a split moment's time, the ability to grab something and get rounds off like while laying down.
All right, so one pro that you kind of did similarly, you said one hand for a loved one. Mm-hmm. In the scenario you're in your bed and you got to get shots off. Your other hand could be, hey, you heard something, you're dialing 911, right?
That's high level. That's high level functioning, sure.
Well, no, it'd be 911 and then you're on speakerphone. Like, I think someone broke into my house. Like, that. Have you heard those 911 calls?
Yeah.
So there's a pro, I mean, I'm giving you this.
Yeah.
I'm giving you a layup here.
Okay. I wouldn't put it in my list, but I'm happy that you gave me a bullet point.
But you see what I'm saying.
I do see what you're saying. Yeah. I'm gonna hit you with some cons. So number one would be capacity. So obviously more than a shotgun, less than a rifle or something like that. But when I say capacity, part of what I mean is virtually impossible that you're gonna have a spare mag on you, okay? You got the mag on the gun. What are you throwing on your war belt?
Yeah. Well,
like, stop it.
You sleeping naked, what are you gonna do with that?
Right, like where are you gonna put a mag?
Prison wallet, or what are you doing?
Nowhere, right? So it's like, so you're gonna have the mag and the gun, that's all you're gonna have. Number two, retention. What I mean by that is you have no ability to sling that, attach it to your body.
Kinda, you know.
Yeah, have fun with that.
Why would you need to retain it though in a home defense situation?
If I had to go hands-on with someone.
I love that you immediately started laughing. Okay. So we know that's a joke, guys.
Yeah, like I, you know.
What are you, John Wick?
I'm just saying,
butt-ass naked?
If I needed to go hands-on, I would sling the weapon away and then just start, you know, delivering blows and just, you know, elbows and all kinds of wild shit, right?
I'll give you that.
Flying knees, right? No ability to really retain that. You're not going to have a holster that you're clipping onto your boxer. Stop it. The next one, whatever the next number is. The ballistics on pistol calibers simply not as effective, right? Pistol calibers are not as effective at killing a human, right?
Yeah.
Call it what it is. So is there maybe a reason that militaries prefer rifles to pistols? Sure, they're more effective as a defense or offensive tool, whatever you want to call it. So the ballistics are going to be not as effective, even though obviously good 9mm, still good performing round, right? Or 45 or whatever.
All bullets suck to get shot with is my...
No doubt, and shot placement, of course, is king. The next one, I would argue, and this is, in my opinion, a big con actually, is more difficult to maintain accuracy under an adrenaline dump.
Yeah, because you only have 2 points of contact, or if you have a loved one, 1 point of contact, right? Which no one's over there, everyone, we're always safe, but yeah, I'd say that is a con.
Right, so it's like, okay, cool, I mean, I've never been in a shooting, right? Fortunately, never been in a shooting, knock on wood. But like, I have to imagine some dudes in my house and we're about to have this gunfight or whatever, how that shakes out. And I got to send rounds. Like, my accuracy is probably going to start to diminish pretty quick.
Yeah.
Like, call it what it is, you know? I'm not, you know, like, we're not operators. Most of us watching this are
No, and
not.
we're also just being honest. When people overinflate their skills, it's like, guys,
you're not doing yourself any favors.
Nope.
Next one, I already mentioned, but a little bit more picky on suppressors, right? So if you do want to run suppressed, pistols are going to be a little bit more finicky, so just be aware of that. And if you're going to run a can on a bedside gun, be very diligent about testing that system before you're going to rely your and your wife's family on it. This particular, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, let's talk about that real quick, because funny, I mean, this is a Costa Ludus STI.
Yeah, we're
right?
just, yeah.
He was who I originally heard he runs a suppressor on all his bedside guns. And I was like, that is the dumbest thing I ever heard. And then he explains it. He's like, dude, I'm not throwing on my ear pro. I don't want to blow out my ears. One, he has kids.
Yeah, and I think it's very valid. Yeah.
I think very valid.
Yeah.
You blow out your ears, you can't hear your kids running around.
Sure.
Right? And I was like, you know what? That is a damn good point.
Yeah. I don't really have an issue with running a can. I just largely don't. I just don't.
My argument to you, though, is if you tune the gun for that can and the whole system works, much like tuning an AR, all your kind of concerns may go away.
No doubt, but then do I have to swap recoil springs when I shoot unsuppressed, all that kind of stuff? It's just considerations.
Yeah, just make the whole system this way and leave it that way.
Yeah, but then it might not do good unsuppressed.
Yeah, but I mean, just leave it.
Because I run that from a holster, like at range days, you know? So it's like, you know, we're nitpicking here, but
splitting hairs a
so
little bit.
this setup is actually an STI before it was Staccato, an STI Costa VIP. So this was a Costa Ludus STI collab
put
gun.
it in front of my black shirt because people get mad.
Oh, so mad. But it's really a fantastic gun. It's one of kind of my oldest 2011 that I have. This is before they were Staccato, putting a lot more sort of TLC into guns, in my opinion. Not that they're bad now, don't take that the wrong way. But I just run a Modlite on it. I will tell you straight up, Modlite is not my favorite pistol light. I actually don't really care for it that much. But it is a light that I have that I don't run in any other holsters. So I just sort of go, that's my bedside light, because it's kind of picky on holsters anyway. So it does not have a momentary, which sucks. But again, I mean, you know, we're kind of splitting hairs here and just going like, look, it's a light, it's very bright, it's going to illuminate my house well, it just doesn't have a momentary.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which in a home defense situation, you actually have to send rounds. You're probably just leaving that light on.
Right.
Till the threat's gone.
Probably.
Right? So,
chances are. All right, that's pistol. Moving on to subgun.
Cool.
I'm a giant proponent of subguns or PCCs, pistol caliber carbines. I get it. No, this is not full auto, so maybe subgun's not the correct term, but I'm a big fan of subguns for home defense. I'll get into what this gun is. I do have a couple different guns that I kind of rotate around that, but I will be the first to tell you my immediate no time to do anything like is a pistol.
Okay.
With time and opportunity, I would prefer not to have a pistol. So PCC is actually what I do. Okay. I don't do rifles. I don't do shotguns. We'll get into that in part 2. So subguns is kind of where I thrive, and I'm going to go through the pros because there's virtually no cons. So the first one, maneuverability. Okay, so clearly not as maneuverable as a pistol, but quite a bit more than a full-length rifle or shotgun.
Correct.
Like very, very compact package, right?
I mean,
and you could even collapse the stock in halfway if for some reason, if you like really studied your house and you're like, there's this one doorway, okay, cool. Like, you know, work within the confines of your house. Obviously,
I'll give you that.
You should know your house. So the maneuverability is very, very, very good. The next one, which the pistol lacks, is the ability to retain the weapon, AKA a sling. Right? So I typically, well, not even typically, I always run this as a 2-point. A lot of people run PCC single point, which, you know, I just have outgrown the enjoyment of single point slings. Just not really my thing.
Nope.
Unless it is necessary per hand guards or something like that. But 2-point sling on that, that's easily adjustable, and that's exactly how I have this set up. Literally throw it around the neck, and hey, at least I have a way to access both hands without just leaving my gun somewhere.
Fair point.
What is that scenario where I need to do that? No clue, but I like the ability to do it.
Yeah,
you know?
I like the options, man.
Next one, increased accuracy, okay? Over a pistol.
Yep.
Just meaning we have a shoulder-fired weapon. It's basically, look, this is the shortest, smallest, most compact shoulder-fire weapon that you could get, right? It's some sort of PCC-oriented thing, unless, I guess, maybe some sort of like tiny 300 Blackout or something like that, but it's still probably gonna be longer than that.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this is a very, very short setup. So
yeah, you got 3 points of contact, so.
And I have a red dot now, right? Which, of course, you could have on a pistol. I don't actually on my pistol. One of the things I like about that STI is that it has a nice system how it does its night sight, where you have the front dot, but then the rear isn't 2 dots, it's 1 dot just below. So all you have to do is basically line up 2 dots and your sights are dead on.
Yeah.
So, but we do have a red dot, very compact package. Next one, signature reduction, right? The ability now to really start running a can on a gun to reduce flash, also concussion for anyone else that might be around you, and just overall volume, right? So signature suppression, obviously, hopefully preserve your hearing in the process. And in my experience, I don't think I've ever fired a round through this or my SP5s without a can on it.
Why would you?
I don't think I've fired a round.
Why would you?
Without them being run suppressed. Because a subgun is meant to be run suppressed.
You're a distinguished gentleman.
Right.
You run them suppressed.
As we should. So this is a very reliable, I mean, like obnoxiously reliable system with a can on it. So I do like now having the ability for signature reduction. This one, probably a little controversial depending on how you look at this, but I'm gonna clarify here, but I lump this into the category of good enough. And here's what I mean by it, because sometimes I don't need the best thing. I need what's good enough, like what gets the job done. And here's what I mean by this. Some people are gonna go, well, it lacks ballistics. Okay, cool. We all have to make our assumptions, right? I make an assumption in home defense that the people, the stupid people breaking into my house are not wearing body armor. Like, yo, they're not breaking in with plate carriers.
Chances of that are so slim.
So slim that I'm willing to concede it. Therefore, 9mm for me is probably gonna be good enough. Not to mention the speed at which I can run, and you know, because you have one, the speed at which you can run those platforms is very fast.
And land effective shots.
Like always, like you basically never miss and you can shoot really fucking fast, right? So in the category of good enough, it does what I need it to do against the people that I assume I would be going up against, if you will, right? And then the next one, environmental concerns, what the hell just basically kind of down to the ballistics things of like, hey, look, a lower velocity round that if I do miss, hopefully not going through, you know, multiple houses and walls and shit like that, right? Or if you have loved ones in the house and just, hey, things popped off and shit, there is stuff that's technically downrange, but like...
Yeah, like there's the door, your kid's room is here, right?
Like just something that from a sort of foreground, background perspective is gonna be at least a little more responsible, if you will. Really about the only con that people could point out on the PCC thing would be like, oh, well, rifle rounds are more effective against threats. I don't deny that, right? Again, I'm making the concession of I think this is gonna be good enough to deal with what comes through the door. Yep. And it's my assumption.
Most criminals aren't smart and they're not wearing body armor.
Body armor? I mean, like, come on, guys.
Also, do you carry a pistol every day?
Yeah.
Even though a rifle's more efficient?
Sure.
But a pistol will get the job done.
Yeah.
I rest my case.
Right, of course. Right, and then so the setup, just so you guys know, I do have a couple of different PCCs that I'll rotate around in this role of like a bedside gun. So it's a B&T APC9 Pro. We did a long video on this ship probably, I don't know, a year and a half or something ago now. Their telescoping stock is phenomenal. Ungodly expensive at like $600, but damn it, they're good. Sly Tactical sling, which shameless plug here, but 1911, the code 1911 Syndicate will save you 15% off. Also supports us because we make a couple bucks on that, but damn good slings that they really build per you, and if you're righty, lefty, size, height, all that kind of stuff. Aimpoint T2 on a Unity fast mount. I like the tall optics and it keeps me heads up. It's not because I'm running nods, even though this would be a great nods gun at some point, but it's more of a heads up just so I can be aware of my surroundings. We have a Modlite PLH V2 that's on the mod button, the Gen 1 mod button, so it's going to send a little bit more spill than the OKW, and then the can is a Dead Air Wolf 9 SD, which is basically the precursor to the Wolf Man.
Yep.
That is largely the same can, but the short configuration is very short.
Yep.
And that's a True North Concepts little hand stop.
Yep, that's about it.
And
Reptilia grip.
Reptilia grip. The safety was reworked by Alex over at Trajectory
safety.
Arms. Fantastic. Shaved down the left side since I'm a lefty. So that's what the gun is, just so you guys know. I do run SP5s frequently as well in that same capacity. But this is my arguments for pistol and subgun.
Cool.
I don't think I got.
Let's go.
I ain't got nothing else. So anyway, guys, definitely on B&T, check out Shooting Surplus. I know that they carry those, and some of the new B&T stuff that's coming as well, along with a lot of other stuff. I've got to order a RMR from them this week, actually. So, so anyway, check them out. Appreciate the support. Beyond that, you guys chime in. I know everyone's going to have their opinions on the bedside thing, so chime in. Let us know what you think, and we'll get back to you.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Megan sent me a picture from Turkey because Turkey's putting out really good asses right now. There's like 10 women on this flight all facing the other direction with blowout asses.